Hello, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
And we are live. Let me just fix
And
this straight.
I don't know. We're never straight.
We're never straight here. It's always this clicking and schmeeking. Okay. Is it?
Yeah, I think that's pretty straight.
Alright, good.
Okay, you guys, welcome. Welcome
Summer!
to part 9. And also summer, apparently. Welcome to summer.
Welcome to summer.
We're going to show you how to make a no tuna salad sandwich. And I'm going to, well, not necessarily a sandwich. I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can eat this in a sandwich form, in a just like on top of a lettuce boat, and then as a dip. So lots of ways that you can eat this. I will put the recipe, as always with all of this series, down in the description below. Please do us a favor and like this video if you enjoy this series and enjoy this recipe, because it really helps the channel out, and we really appreciate it. And give us a subscribe if you are not already.
Yeah, thank you for any a feedback, that you guys give in all the comments and Facebook and everything.
Yeah, it's so nice
awesome.
to connect with all of you guys.
Thank you so much.
So last week we got a request for a no nut recipe, and the first thing that came to mind was doing no tuna, because we used to make a no tuna, which is just like a vegan version of something that kind of tastes like tuna fish but without the tuna, and it was very much nut based. And actually, I wanted to try and find something that was not nut based, because obviously the fat content would be lower. So I know that people who are watching want to see lower fat, no oil, and they want to see things that are going to be healthy for them. So the only thing that's a little bit processed in here, I'm using a little bit of veganese, which is like a vegan mayo, but I'm only using a couple tablespoons of that. But everything else is just vegetables and chickpeas. So there's also
delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is like, I remember when we started the no tuna with those nuts, and it was, I think, because I was craving. It's funny, I never craved meat so much, like after changing to plant-based, but fish, for whatever reason, I was like, man, tuna, I would love to have some tuna. And it started, and I was just like,
and we were in this raw food restaurant in Oahu, and had no tuna there, and we were like, oh my gosh, we gotta recreate this. It's so good.
Delicious.
So anyways, this can be made just by using like a potato masher if you want a chunkier tuna, but today we're gonna put it in the food processor, because we both like it a little bit.
Yeah, we tried the chunky, and it was like, okay, but it's, I think, too chunky.
Yeah, for us.
We're gonna make it more like a paste.
So of course we're gonna give you lots of options like we always do, because we know everybody's taste is different. So let's get started.
Right.
First thing that I have here is a can of organic chickpeas. I've drained these and rinsed them. So I'm gonna stick that into the food processor here. And then I've got you know what, can you grab my notebook? I just wanna make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. Like I said, I'll put the recipe down below, but I know myself, and I often forget what I say and what I write down. Okay, can of chickpeas. Then we've got a 1/4 cup of red onion. And I know it's always confusing when you do like a recipe, and you're like, is it a 1/4 cup chopped? Is it a 1/4 cup sliced? What is it? Because it's always a little
question.
bit different.
Yeah. There's always those kind of
you
things
just
that
never
you
know.
wonder.
So I just coarsely chopped that 1/4 cup of red onion.
So it's a chopped 1/4 cup.
Yeah.
Okay. So chopped 1/4 cup.
Yeah,
it's very true that, because in a lot of those recipes it's like okay, use like a 1/4 cup of a parsley, or like whatever. Well, parsley is easy to figure out that it's probably chopped.
Yeah, but for instance, like this is a 1/4 cup of celery, and I chopped it pretty big. So if you were to chop it smaller,
then it's gonna be bigger.
You would drop it on the floor.
Yeah.
So coarsely chopped for all of this. And then I've got a 1/4 cup of pickle. And then if you can find access to Polish pickles, we're very partial to those. They're really good.
Yeah.
They're very different than American pickles. If anything, like any kind of European pickle would be good.
Yeah, pickle, like sauerkraut stuff. But you know what is really interesting? You can find those Polish pickles in 3 places in the US. Polish or Russian, like deli, they will have them. I sometimes found it in a dollar store.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like
what the heck? And Big Lots, which
so
is like what?
Random discount stores.
Oh, and probably like a World's Market, you could find it too.
And these are, I think these are organic too. Anyways, they're really good. What's the brand, in case people are interested?
It's called Poland without D.
Naturally.
No, it's not. It's Old World Quality Foods. It's this one. So check this out.
Yeah,
And
there's
it's
this one, and then the
delicious.
other brand that he said, Poland, Polan. They also have really good ones. And then I'm gonna put a teaspoon of coarsely chopped capers, which really give this a great flavor. Oh, there was something.
What was
I
it?
wasn't gonna put all the pickles in, so I still have a little bit of chunks.
Oh,
going
you
on.
want to put it on the top or something?
Rewind. Beep, 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 beep.
Okay. Yeah, we're talking a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, so just so we don't have so we have a little bit of texture in there.
All right.
Okay, and then now I'm gonna add these guys in. I've got, what is this? What have I made here?
Mustard.
A teaspoon of mustard. I'm gonna use my fingers. Sorry, you're not really eating this,
Well, it's
so
not
you
eating,
don't care.
I
need,
actually
like,
know
a
the
tiny
couple. I actually
spatula.
know the couple who like is kind of disgusted by it. Like, you know, if she will give me a finger, I'll be like, yeah, give it to me. It's not an issue. But I know some people have a problem with that. I was like, okay, well, it is what it is.
Well, yeah. So that was a teaspoon of mustard, and then I've got a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. You could use red wine vinegar. I feel like that's more authentic to a tuna salad, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
This will do fine.
Yeah.
Apple cider vinegar, and then I've got a teaspoon of maple syrup, just to give it.
Maple
I find like
syrup.
yeah,
Wow.
like if you do. Can you grab the salt and pepper?
Yeah.
If you do like a mix of savory and sweet, it always turns out really good. So definitely a little bit of maple syrup in there. Where am I? And then I've got 2 tablespoons of this Veganese. There used to be a product called vegan.
Just mayo.
Just mayo, yeah. Duh. And that was the best vegan mayo I've ever had.
They had some problem with the eggs though. They had some controversy with the eggs. I don't know.
And I also feel like they were being sued by a bigger mayo company, and
Yeah.
the company just went under, I
They
believe,
just
because I
want
can't
to get
find it
rid of
anymore.
those guys.
Yeah, which is sad. Okay, and now just a splash of soy sauce or
Like a
tamari.
big splash or giant splash?
Well, in the recipe, I say 1/8 of a teaspoon.
So that's a tiny splash. That's like a tuna splash.
That's okay. Yeah, that was maybe too much. Okay, so that is that, and then just salt and pepper to taste. I'm gonna put a little bit of wrong side pepper in there now, and a little bit of salt. I kind of stopped telling exact measurements of salt because everybody's salt preference is different, and I also just feel I keep losing my balance because my belly is so big. That's what just happened. In case you saw, I'm not drunk. I just feel like everybody's salt preference is different. So
Yeah. It's
decide
better to
what's
use
better
less
for
for
you.
the recipes, and then you're like, oh well, it's
Yeah,
not
you can
salty
always
enough.
put more.
That's not a complaint. That's like a choice, you know, like a preference.
And then I've got fresh dill. I'm gonna use I don't know how much this was. This is maybe like a tablespoon
Looks
again.
like table, yeah.
Personally, whatever you like. If you want to use fresh dill, if you want to use dried dill, that would be fine. I'm gonna put about half of this in here, and then
Go
maybe
from there,
garnish with more. Okay, so then we're just going to put it all together.
Plug that baby in.
Oh yeah, plugging it in always helps. Really, really helps. I hope you guys had a good Mother's Day. If there's any mothers watching,
Right.
we did. We made some pasta. Okay. Oh, there's
There's Eli.
there goes Eli. Okay, so loud for just a second. I'm just gonna pulse this because I don't want it to be like complete liquid.
Okay, it's nice when it's chunky, but not
But
too
not too
chunky.
chunky.
That's right.
And then I'm gonna scrape down the sides a bit, just so everything gets in there good.
Hey guys, I don't know if you had like previously our like recipes, but we would love to know like what you think. We had
Yeah.
some comment from one person that tried like banana bread. It's like unbelievable. It was like good. So I'm curious about this because
I think it's good.
yeah, I mean,
Okay, here we go. You tell me when that looks like a good consistency to you.
more.
More?
Yeah, a
Like
little
go
bit
for
more.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
let's
Cool.
try this because it's kind of
So-
like a pasty. I like
Yeah.
pasty.
So this is
Ooh.
not going to be like completely liquefied in
Onions.
our you know taste, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But it's still a little chunky.
Oh, you got a spoon. So I broke
It's
your
good.
spoon.
It needs a little bit more salt in my opinion.
Oh my god.
It's really good, hun.
Oh man, that is freaking ridiculous.
It's really good.
Oh my gosh, this is so
So
good.
just a touch
You know
more
what I
salt.
would add a little bit more?
Hmm.
A little bit of vinegar, a little bit, like the spicy, or pickles.
Yeah, should we just stick those pickles
Yeah,
in
let's
there?
just do that.
What about the rest of the dill?
Yeah, maybe two.
We're
Let's
gonna
try-
do it. We're going crazy here.
Let's try that.
Okay.
Because it needs to have the zingy a little bit there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is awesome.
Okay, let's see.
Oh man.
I think that's good.
I'll
Okay.
still add like vinegarish stuff.
Okay, do you want to put a little bit more vinegar?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I think I'm just going to stir it in. So again, whenever you make this stuff, obviously this is to my personal preference, or ours. But if you feel like you need to add a little bit more of something, a little bit less of something, always a very scary moment. It goes too much.
Was it really?
I think so, yeah.
Shit.
Let me just blend this again.
I want it to be like, you know, like little. Be like, oh, it's delicious.
Let's see.
Is it bad?
No. It's okay.
Yeah.
You didn't ruin it.
That is great. Mm.
Okay, so now we're just going
This
to
is
show
good.
you how to, like, some different ways that you could eat this. Obviously, you could just eat it. You don't have to put it on anything. One of my favorite ways, and it always reminds me of my childhood, because we used to have, we used to always live by the beach, and the snack that we always had was tuna fish, like real tuna fish, with carrot and celery, like sticks. So I love to just eat it this way.
Oh my gosh, this is delicious.
So good. It's a great thing to have like for an on-the-go lunch or an on-the-go snack. You just put that like in a little glass Tupperware, and then you have your chopped up veggies. So you can totally do that with things like red pepper or carrot, celery, cucumber, things like that.
Yeah.
Another way to do this would be,
And I'm going to touch just in a second. This is actually much easier version of the no tuna than the previous one with the nuts.
with the nuts. This
With
is
the
way
nuts
easier.
was a mess because the nuts has to have like a proper, you know, like a liquidation, not liquidation, like there has to be some like a liquid to stir it more, to like crunch it. So you took forever to, you know, dig it out and chop it again, and dig it out and chop it, and dig it out and chop it, and dig it out and chop it.
Okay, so this is the second way. These are little lettuce boats. These are just romaine pieces of lettuce. I find that these
That
are,
looks like a ship.
yeah. Maybe Eli would eat it then. So yeah, a lettuce boat.
Good luck.
I know, right? We're really struggling with feeding him. He
Our
doesn't want
boy
to
is
eat
a
anything.
fruitarian.
He's strictly a fruitarian right
Yeah.
now, and pasta. Anyways,
Right.
yeah. So this is the second way. You want to taste it?
Yeah. Totally great. I actually thought it was going to be more like lettucey.
No, it's great.
Oh,
You get the spread
it's delicious, mama.
without the bread. It's
Yeah.
really good. So that's another way you can do this. You could again have lettuce boats with
Oh my
with
God,
also
oh my
some
God.
sliced carrots or celery. So a great kind of way to not have any bread. And then the third way would obviously be a sandwich or even just a salad. So say you took this lettuce, I'm not gonna do it right now because we've got way too much to eat already, but you just chop this up really thinly. You added things like tomato, maybe some avocado. Where are you? Oh, are you revealing? Our
Brand
bread.
new bread. It's
We
a
seem
Monday
to be
morning.
making this bread every Monday morning.
Yeah, we just realized that every time we have the live video with you guys, we're making the fresh bread. So again, if you want that bread, just one of the parts.
Yeah,
of the
it's.
series
I'll
are
leave
on
the. I forget which part it is. I'll leave it down in the description. Great feedback from you guys on this bread. Everybody loves this bread. It's so good. I
Yeah.
never finished what I was saying, but basically you can make a salad and then just put a little bit of the no tuna on top. And then I know he's super hungry, so he will show you how to make a beautiful sandwich.
I just got on the
Oh,
table.
no. Do you want anything else for
There
your
you go.
sandwich to put in there?
No,
Okay.
just that. And the butter. I mean, I like, you see, the problem with me is that I like butter underneath everything. Let me show
The
you guys.
vegan butter.
For those
but
who haven't seen this yet, this is, look at this.
it's beautiful.
And this is the easiest bread you can ever make in your whole entire life. I'm not kidding. Though I noticed one thing, I'll tell you. Even though it's called no knead bread, when you're kneading just a little bit for like about a minute, just before you're gonna put it into the nap, and those who know the recipe, you will know what I'm saying, is actually much smoother. There's no like breaking and stuff like this.
But
So
I think it looks so pretty when it has some
it does look
breaking.
pretty, it's just pain about
Annoying
when
to
you cut it.
But I don't think most people care about how
Yeah, I'm
perfect the
2%.
bread is compared to you. You're very precise.
We called it ass in Poland. Anybody want some ass? Would you like that?
Anyways, moving on.
This is not appropriate for kids, this video.
What did I want to say about this?
Well, bread?
Oh, I'm gonna try for the new cookbook that I'm creating. I want to try to make this bread with a different flour so it can be a little bit healthier. Oh, comment, let's see what that says. The bread looks delicious. It is, April.
know.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, definitely go find that video and
we
you
should
can
show
make
them
it.
the tuna.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
hey.
guys. So that's how it looks. The tuna looks like
And
that.
you can make it chunkier or not chunky.
It's kind of look like an egg paste,
Yeah,
but it's obviously no egg
like
in
an
it.
egg salad.
Egg salad, yeah. I call it paste because everything in Poland is paste.
Okay, show them how you would make a sandwich.
Right.
And then I will say how I would make a sandwich, but I'm not gonna make a sandwich. I would use bread, obviously, and then some tomato slices, maybe some more mustard. I would put the no tuna in there, maybe some more lettuce or arugula would taste really good, a spicy green with that. And then you could put maybe some avocado slices and another bit of red onion. So I want to maximize anytime I can get more vegetables into a meal, that's what I'm doing. He doesn't really care.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is awesome.
Really good.
I think still more salt a little bit.
Okay, well, you can put it on your bread. But yeah, that is a really simple no tuna recipe. As always with this series, we've tried to incorporate like pantry staples into everything.
So now
So
the biggest question for $1 million for those who are watching us for the first time and don't know, like, why no tuna? Why no tuna?
oh, because well, tuna is something that you don't want to be eating. One, just health reasons. There's a lot of mercury that is in fish, and tuna is one of those fish in general. And you don't want a lot of mercury in your system because it can really start to mess with your body. And there are certain places that are more heavily polluted in the oceans, depending on where the tuna is caught. Another thing is dolphins get caught up in the tuna nets. And, you know, fish are promoted as a health food, but really, because of all the toxicity in the ocean and stuff like that, it's really not something you should be having every time.
We actually knew one guy, unfortunately he died, but he got a cancer, and then it was in a different country, and he got a diet, only veggies and
Just
like
eating
all
very
the whole
foods.
food, and then plus fish, right? And fish was like occasionally or like 3 times a week or something like this. And then he started loving that fish so much. The cancer went away, and then suddenly he got sick like months later on a poisoning of
Yeah.
mercury. And it's like, what the heck? So then unfortunately this whole thing changed into cancer again, and then he died.
Yeah.
Poor guy, so.
It is really amazing to me without getting into all the specifics. I mean, I have millions of videos on my web or on my channel that you can watch, but it is really amazing to me how food can really make a big difference in your health, promote health, or help your, have your health decline. So, you know, obviously if you're not vegan and you're watching this is a great option to have
It's
as
awesome
an alternative. And
It is really tasty like a tuna.
and if you keep the majority of your diet plants, like technically the definition of a whole food plant-based diet is not vegan, because vegan means no animal products at all. But if you were to have a whole food plant-based diet consisting of 90+% of your calories coming from whole plant foods, then you would be in great shape. So whether you want to be vegan or whether you want to be plant-based or whether you just want to start adding more plants into your diet, this is a really tasty way to do it.
Yeah, and
I
again,
am off my soapbox.
we are, this is one before our last ones.
Yeah, so if you have any requests for the last video, leave them down in the comments below.
We had a few comments saying, hey, why you guys want to go on until 10? I don't know. We feel like
I think it's a good place to
Yeah.
stop. But also, I feel like I'm right in the middle of, this is my truth anyways, I'm right in the middle of writing a cookbook, and I just keep giving away all my recipes. So I have to share some, or keep
Yeah.
some recipes for the actual cookbook.
And
so.
there's going to be a lot of them. This is like
Yeah.
touching a little bit of the surface of the cookbook, but trust me, the cookbook is going to be
Yeah,
awesome.
there's going to be a lot in there. And then, of course, if you're new and you want to go check out my website, I have a ton of free recipes.
And a free ebook.
Yep, at veganmichele.com. There's a ton of recipes on the YouTube channel that are free as well. And then I have my ebook for sale on the website. Free ebook, free recipes.
Yeah, and
lots of
seriously,
free
like,
stuff.
I know I'm talking about this, but I cannot say I guarantee you will love it, because everybody's different, but
I'd say
97% of people that we actually cooked for, like ever, they love it.
Yeah.
Like 3% were like meat eaters. That was this one couple. Do you remember this guy?
they were like, we made a lasagna, and they're
Oh
like,
my
where's
God.
the meat in the lasagna?
They were so offended. Like they were like hating it. I was like, oh shoot, this is not good.
We're like, we're vegan. Remember we told you that? No.
Oops,
Okay.
never
It's
mind.
all right.
All right.
Anyways, I feel like this has been a long one. Lots of
Yeah.
rambling. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
20
it's
minutes,
time
alright.
to go. 20 minutes is the magical number. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Let's clap some more. Okay, let's not clap anymore. Hope you have a wonderful day and that you enjoy this recipe. Try it out. I'll put the recipe down in the description below. And be safe, be healthy as we kind of come to the end of this quarantine time.
This is gonna be
Leave
great.
any recommendations that you want for the last recipe that we create next week. Thank you, April. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, April.
And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a good
Bye.
one. Bye.